Morning team.
Good morning everyone. It is 5:45 in the morning. Just woken up. I'm about to go train after I've eaten now. This morning we've got some heavy squats and snatches. So I thought this would be a really good opportunity to kind of go through my preferred squat warm-up and how I get everything mobilized, how I get everything activated to basically have a better squat session. If you don't warm up properly, you're leaving numbers out on the table, you're leaving potential bigger weights out on the table by not being ready to go. So we're going to go through all of that when we get into the gym. It takes about 10 minutes, but what it does do is by setting that time aside is you will properly get things primed, you'll properly get things activated, and you will have a better lower body session. So that will come out when we go to the gym. I'm just going to make some oats and then we will head over. Whilst that's finishing off in the microwave, the last thing I'm going to add, biscoff spread. If you haven't tried this stuff is the best. Right, I'm going to wolf this down, hopefully get a little bit more energy and wake up a little bit, and I will see you at the gym. Right, so we're here. It is absolutely freezing. I think it said -3 in the car on the way up, so I'm just turning all of the heaters on, and then we'll get into the warm-up. So I'm literally going to warm the body up as well as warming my muscles up. This warm-up is going to be broken down into two pieces. The first part is effectively a mobilization part, focusing mainly on the hips and the ankles, so that when we come to perform the movement, they're already mobilized. They'll allow me to get into the right positions. And then the second part is going to be activation, primarily looking at activating my glutes and my hamstrings. So the first part, we're going to do some hip and ankle stretches. These you can all do at home if you're training at home at the moment, or you can do obviously in the gym as well. That'll be the first part. We're going to do 3 rounds of 10 exercises of each, and then we're going to go to the activation exercises. We're going to do some glute and hamstring work. Again, we're going to do 3 rounds of 10 exercises of each. So I'm going to film all of this for you. I'm going to put some music over it. I'll do a little voiceover to explain each movement a little more in depth. So this will give you my full squat warm-up and something that you can take away and you can implement into your own training. What is up team? So just jumping in with a voiceover to kind of explain these movements and kind of how to perform them and why they are really good for squat movement. So this is a 90-90 hip raise. So what you're going to do is have legs in a 90-degree angle, so 90 degrees at the knee. And what you're trying to do is raise the whole leg from the hip and basically open up the hip and get things mobilized from there. Okay, so what you're going to do is 10 reps on each side. You're trying to get like that shin, foot and knee all to come up in one movement. It is a lot harder than it looks, but what it does is really open up the hips, get things firing, and allows the hip joint to basically mobilize, loosen up and get ready for when you come to squat. So we're going to directly follow that with just normal 90-90 stretches. So you're keeping that 90-degree angle, you're moving across, leaning into the hip each time, and you're just going back and forth from each side, trying to get your knees over from one side to the other, opening up your hip and basically getting things moving. So it's just a more dynamic version of the hip movement we just did. Now the ankle stretch we're going to do is just dorsiflexion. So all you're doing is leaning forward, you're trying to keep your heel planted the whole time. So what I will do is I'd actually just hold my heel down just to emphasize that, just to maximize the lean forward I can get. What you want to do is make sure the knee is tracking over your foot the whole time. Don't let it go out to the side. Try not to do any kind of circles and things like that. You're just going to lean forward into it, trying to stretch out your ankles and improve that flexibility and the mobility in your ankle. If you can improve this, what this will do for your squat is will allow you to sit deeper into your squat. It will mean you don't have to kind of lean forward with your upper torso, and you can sit deeper into it because your knees will track further over your toes, which is really, really important for an effective squat. It's something that I see quite a lot with clients. They have limited ankle mobility, and this is a really good one to improve that mobility and get things fired up. So those are your 3 mobility movements that you're going to do. This is now into the activation. So we're going to use a resistance band. We're going to chuck that just over our knees. We're going to go into kind of like a quarter squat, and we're going to walk from side to side with lateral extensions outwards. And this is going to fire up the glutes effectively. Okay, that's our first activation movement. Then we're going to do banded good mornings.
So these are good to activate your hamstrings, get things fired up. So we're going to hinge at the hip. Imagine I've put a pipe through your side. I don't want your bum to go any lower. I want you to hinge at the hip, put all of that strain on your hamstrings and activate your hamstrings effectively for this workout. So that is your squat warm up. Any questions, please fire away in the comments.
So that is the full squat warm up. So finished all of that. Now it's time to go into a heavy 3. So the program says I have to build up to a heavy 3 with a minimum of 3 sets being over 128 kilos. This is going to be fun at 6:30 in the morning in -2. We'll get it done. But what I am able to do today is test out the PFRM belt. So this is the final sample. So I've tested it quite a bit. I'm just going to keep testing it. The launch is hopefully going to be in mid-March. I've started sending these out to a couple of mates of mine who have a decent following on Instagram, that they can test it and let me know what they think as well. So yeah, this is very, very exciting. It's going to launch very soon. This is where the majority of my time is being spent at the moment, but I will update you all on that one as soon as I can, and when I've got more of an idea of a launch date, campaigns and everything else. So that will be very, very soon.